Good morning. I've just woken up. The postman woke me up because there was some mail and it's addressed to me via my post office box, so I thought I would film it to see what it is. So we have a card here. He was a bit intrigued, the old postman was. So we have a letter from Mavanwi, and with a beautiful picture there. I'm not going to read it out, I will read that in a moment over a nice cup of tea. And now we've got a parcel. Is that a letter as well? No, that's just the... Right, we keep the string. I like a bit of string, so we'll put that to one side. Well, it's packed really well, I must say. Oh, it's a parcel. No, is it a parcel for the cats? Whiskers. Let's have a look. Ah, it's a medicine box. Barocca. I had these many years ago. I haven't tried them for about 20 or 30 years ago now, but if you're feeling a bit down, get one of them. It gives you a bit of a boost. Some hot blackcurrant beechams. So these are all for my cold, which obviously has now gone, but I can sort of start an emergency box up. What else is in here? Defense tea from Knightsbridge. Oh, full of vitamin C to support the immune system. What's this? A tonic health. Oh, it's like a vitamin drink for when you're feeling a bit down. And then tea pigs for a nice cup of tea. And who sent these? These have been sent to me by Caroline and the cats Penny, Rosie and Toby. Thank you very much. I will put them in the kitchen and sort of start, what's the word? Like a health box. Do you have a health box in your house with plasters and things? That is something I still need to sort out myself. Now, what I like to do when I am throwing stuff in the bin is I like to take the address off and burn them. So I might have a burn today, in fact. I don't have any matches in the house, so I won't be able to today. And then these can go for the recycling when they come next week. Now, it is a very nice but overcast day today. And I'm going out to the theatre tonight. I'm going to go and see Turn in the Wheel. So I've got some clothes in the washing machine. So I'm hoping I can put them out. Although I don't want to wear these tonight. But I noticed one of the neighbours have got a washing line full of clothes out. So I thought, if they're doing it, then I'll put mine up as well. Although by the time I get outside, you watch now, the rain will come. So I'm going out tonight, so hopefully I'll take the camera and try and film the curtain call so that you can see it. But I don't think I'm going to go outside because it's a bit cold, even though the sun is out. When I opened the door to the postman just now, it felt about -3. So I might venture into the garden, who knows. But I'm going to venture now for the first cup of tea of the day. I put some washing on. It's been on for hours, still not finished. I'm going to look into getting a jet wash to do all this. But I'm going to wait until it's a really sunny, warm day. But I thought I might have a little potch around in the garden. It's quite a windy day today. It's unfortunate I can't get my washing on the line. Now, I planted something in this spot a few weeks ago. Can't remember what it was now. And I realised that this garden seems to be full of plastic. unfortunately. My first garden in Wales, that was full of glass. There used to be a thing back in the old days where if you had some glass, you'd put it out in the garden and you would bury it. So I've got no plans today other than just maybe tidy it up a bit, have a potch around. I'm thinking as well, in the spot that I'm stood now, maybe a seat and a little chair. So I have got this buttercup weed, whatever that is. So what I'm thinking is that this top bed could be a mini allotment, and then the other beds that I have could be for my flowers. So it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and this part is now in shade. See, there's another plastic bag there. But the soil seems good. Far better than the soil that I knew of the past, which was basically just coal. The snow on the mountain is starting to come back into life. And I was having a think the other day of maybe in this corner here, put in a rambling rose, something scented, so that can go up the walls and go along the top. Now there's lots of terracotta here, and I'm not bothered about that being in the soil to be honest. It will help with the drainage. But it's nice, this is the first time that I've really spent out in the garden. See, what's this now? See, it's a bag of something. Maybe it's best not to look. So I did initially think about taking out maybe the first foot and then replacing it with some new compost. But to be honest, I haven't got the spare cash to do things like that. So I'll just work with what I've got and maybe just get the occasional bag of compost and just throw that in on top and just mix it in as time goes on. I would imagine there are probably quite a few slugs and snails all hiding in this wall here. But the wall will be good for holding the heat. See, look at this. I can feel storms all the way. Oh, look, big things. But it'll be good to start to grow again. Now we're in March, and the final frost when I lived in Wales 30 years ago was probably second week in May. What is this? That's a root of something. Could be elderflower, but you don't want a tree in a bed as small as this. I think it'd be quite nice to come out here with a cup of tea in the morning. I've already established that the step by the back door there, that is a very good spot for having the evening sunshine. relaxing tasks to do on a weekend afternoon. Maybe all these stones could be used for a rockery. There's even old pegs here. Right, well, this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. I thought 10 minutes I'll be through the whole lot. But like I've always said, take it slow, take it steady, do a little bit and do it often, and the task will soon be complete. At least with this, I can just pop out of the house, do 10 minutes and pop back in again. So I think I've just discovered a plastic bag, and in the bag is concrete. Now the thing is, there's no point getting mad at the people that did this, because back in the day, times were different and people lived by a different code, and it was a done thing in those days to hide things in the garden if you didn't want them. So we can't get mad at them. We can be disappointed at what some people did in the past, but we can't hold the past to modern standards. We just need to say, okay, I wouldn't do that, so I wouldn't make that mistake now. But you can't rewrite the past based on your ideals and your principles 50 years after the event or 100 years after the event, because who knows, this could have been here for at least 50 years. So we just have to say, oh well, this is something I've got to deal with, but it wouldn't be something that I would do. It's quite a big one as well. And if I was going to just put flowers here, I might be inclined to leave it. But this is going to be a veg bed. Well, we'll see how big it is first. If it's really, really big, then it can stay there. But if it's manageable, it can come out. But I've got a feeling it might be huge. Right, it starts there. Okay, so I might leave it because I don't want to do my back a mischief. But this is what they did. They put concrete into a bag and they just buried it in the garden. Unless it's a gravestone. There you go. That is a full bag of concrete there. So maybe I'll just roll it out the way, but we will do something with it. Maybe it can be a headstone for Rusty. It looks like a pillow. Right, well, I'm not going to lift that. For the time being, that can stay there while I go and have a cup of tea. That's all I'm going to do in the garden today. Don't want to stretch myself. Going out tonight. Have a nice time at the theatre. I didn't sleep that well last night, and I'm not sure why. Lots of things going on in the mind, and I've started looking at my phone again in the hours leading up to sleep, which I need to stop that, because it makes your brain a bit too wired for then trying to go to sleep. Maybe I'll start doing a bit of yoga. Although I tried that once. I went to a class in Manchester when I lived there. And I don't know if it was an intense session, but I ended up in bed for a week. So in one regard, it was a very relaxing experience. Right, get all that dirt off. Although I'll probably have a bath before I go off to the theatre. Oh, stretch that back out. Oh, right. Let's have a cup of tea. Now, unlike washing machines I've had in the past, this one doesn't tell you how long it's going to take. I think I put it on about 12 o'clock, so it's been on for 2 hours. And by the time they finish, it'll be too dark for them to go outside. So maybe next time I will just put it, whatever it is, I'll just put it on the quick 30. What do you think? Tell me below. Well, hopefully you can hear me over the washing machine. I've decided I'm not going to buy any more food for at least 10 days because the greengrocer came around in his van yesterday and I went out and he had one of these bags. So it came with a leek, leek, parsnips, carrots. Look how thick the carrots are. That's enough to make your eyes water. The Swede and onions. Look at the size of the onions. Look at them. Huge. And then I decided to treat myself to some grapes. And while he served me, he said £2 a bag or something. While he served me, the bag above fell down. And he said, oh well, you may as well have the two now for £2. So I've got grapes coming out of my ears. So I feel I have a bit too much food. Plus there's all that stuff in the fridge and the freezer that I need to go through. So I'm not going to buy anything for at least 10 days. Not until all this is gone down. And like I think I mentioned before, I'm thinking about buying a deep chest freezer. And that'll go under the stairs, under the cwtch, which we call it in Wales. And in the cwtch, under the stairs. And I might make a pantry where I can keep some things there. Ah, and also, I noticed, very, very tiny, but my mint seeds have started to come through the soil. Right, let's have a cup of tea, and then I'm going to go and do about 2 hours of work on my computer. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, I'm back in Troki and I'm going to go and see Kieran's musical, Turning the Wheel. So, what did you think of the show?
Fantastic, absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
And you tell me you've come quite a long way, so how did that happen?
Yes, well, I come from Maidstone in Kent because I watch your videos and you were coming, so I saw a clip of it that you showed on your videos and I loved the songs, so I thought I'd book it. So then we came for the weekend and we're staying in Treorchy for the weekend.
Oh, right.
So
and the weather's been good for you?
And the weather's been good.
I
went over to Tylerstone today to see my grandmother's house that I hadn't seen for many years.
So what was it like to see the show?
And then over to Abertare, but the show was brilliant. I mean, the standard is West End standard, I think. The voices were wonderful and the songs were great and, yeah, really, really good.
And what's your name, so I don't forget?
Rian.
Rian.
And Jerry.
And the dog.
But he couldn't, and that's Bryn. We had to give him a Welsh name, so that's Bryn the dog. Yes.
Plenty of mountains to go up while you're here.
Yeah, we're going to do some nice walks when we're here, hopefully, so, yeah.
You can't beat a nice cup of tea as soon as you get in the house. I think it's looking rather cosy here. I've just noticed that in the programme for the show tonight, I get a special thanks on the back page. Special thanks, Sean James Cameron. There you go. And wasn't that amazing to bump into two viewers that have come all the way from Kent to see the show tonight just because they saw it on one of my videos a few weeks ago. It's difficult when you do these videos, you put them out there, and even though you get comments, it's still quite difficult to comprehend that anybody is actually watching and that they mean anything to anybody. So it was a pleasure to bump into two people at the theatre tonight. Right, nice cup of tea I think, and I might just sit down with the cats and then it'll be early to bed. But from me until next time, bye for now.